let them take no more of our freedoms from us every day. They want to come into our homes and take our guns and faith away. Oh, they're insane. Oh, they keep pushing their lies on us every way. If you come for my family, then there's gonna be hell to pay. These colors don't run, and neither do I. We come from a long line of fighting this fight. This flag's gonna fly when it's all said and done. These colors don't run. No, these colors don't run. These colors don't run.
Ticking time bomb, stop, drop, roll. Finger on the button, who's got control? Weaponize the news every time I scroll. Come from my guns, but I lock and load. Prime from my hands when I go cold. Pray to the Lord, but they want your soul. They gonna have problems if they come to my home. Till they get my message, I'ma say it slow. Scrolling through the news, anxiety, it starts to hit me. Bible by my pistol by my whiskey. Politicking just to trick me. If you want it, come and get me. But if you sliding through that door, it's a semi. Fight for the stripes, but the blood still dripping. To the grave, all waving and the flag still whipping. They want my liberty, they won't strip it. They want my land, they won't get it. My grandfather's blue collar's dirty and frayed, cause he keeps rolling in his grave for what they did to this place.
These colors don't run, and neither do I. We come from a long line of fighting this fight. This flag's gonna fly when it's all said and done. These colors don't run. No, these colors don't run. These colors don't.
Hey everyone, hope y'all had a blessed day today. And I hope y'all had great weather too. Oh, Christopher, really? Here, Christopher, so you would stop thieving. Let me see right here. Let me, you need to stop thieving. I'm going to give you one because you're getting a reputation. There you go. Just for you, Christopher. Watch it. Okay. And then when D comes in, I'll give him one because he asked the other night. He didn't borrow without asking. Okay, let me see. Darlene, good to see you. Gator Girl, good to see you. Christopher, baby brother, good to see you. Even if you're a pain in the rumpus. But we all love you. Bitbot, good to see you. Love you on Rumble. Susan, good to see you. Hope you're having a great day. Love you on Rumble. So, oh, I bet you it was Gator Girl. What did I have? Oops. It's okay. I'll make up for it tomorrow. Melanie, good to see you. Love you. Hope you're doing well. Been praying for you. Okay. I think I'll do the list of prayers at the end. Yeah. And tonight we're going to be doing the study guide for Proverbs and the quiz on and the trivia quiz on Proverbs. And that will take us to, we've done, after tonight, we've done 21 books in the Old Testament. Yay! We're going to get the Old Testament knocked out. I think the Old Testament is kind of hard because it was back before, I think if we do it, it's up to y'all. But if we do the New Testament, I think that will be easier because we know many of those books. The Old Testament, I mean, we probably read through them, but we didn't, pay, or I didn't anyway. I'll speak for myself. I didn't really pay attention because, I mean, I'm just me. So, I'm just, let me see. Oh, yeah, let me tell you what. Y'all's is Little Miss Innocent, Precious, Little Sky did to me. I was hoping Tracy was in here too. I may wait until Tracy and a few others come on before I tell y'all what she done to me at the doctor's office today. Yeah, I'll wait until Tracy and maybe Sandy gets in if they come in. I know Tracy's had a lot going on. Okay. I'll go ahead and start with some news clips while we wait. Oh, man. No. We ain't gonna play none of this. There you go. You can watch in the back with all the lurkers. You can just watch in the back. We don't come in here jumping on family members. You just get one strike, you're out here. Okay, let me get back to what I was saying. I got a lot of news clips because today seemed to be a busy day. Hey, Jay Keeps. Good to see ya. Love ya. Let me see. And then I got a couple of funny things that was sent to me. But we will start with this one. I just got for it. I don't know about all this. So we'll see what I was talking about because I forgot. Because I was doing it off and on today. So I don't remember. So here we go. We'll see.
The Department of War releasing several previously classified files on UFOs. President Trump saying he wants the truth out there.
UFOs. So I don't really know
about White House
this.
Correspondent Peter Ducey is reporting live from the North Lawn. What a day, Peter. What do we know?
Sandra, we know a lot more than we did yesterday. So let's start with the videos. They are extraordinary. We want to start with this one. It shows an 8-pointed star moving above the Middle East in 2013. Don't know what that is. An inverted teardrop soaring over the United Arab Emirates in June 2024. We still don't know what that is. And then a small and circular unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAP, flying high above Greece in October 2023. These were all spotted by U.S. military assets who say they just don't know what is up there or in there. President Trump, promoting the new DOW.gov/UFO, says, whereas previous administrations have failed to be transparent on this subject, with these new documents and videos, the people can decide for themselves what the hell is going on. Have fun and enjoy. There's also something very interesting. There's an FBI interview transcript that has been summarized for us like this. It says, 3 teams of 2 federal law enforcement special agents each independently describe seeing orange orbs in the sky emit or launch smaller red orbs in groups of 2 to 4, with 3 being the general consensus. This is stated to have occurred at least 5 times. Each time the orb would appear, launch red orbs, and then disappear. So these are the kind of things that we are just starting to learn about now for the first time. We hope to learn about more with the next few batches of documents that we are told will be coming regularly. And folks here, from the president on down, ever since we asked them about this in February, are trying to answer the question, do aliens exist? And now that we have seen this proof, they are telling us they don't know. Sandra.
We report, you decide. All right, we'll let people decide for themselves what they know. Peter, thank you. All right, John.
Oh, I know a lot of people's wanting them files out, but I just don't know about it, honestly. I don't think I really want to know. I guess I'd rather be in the dark, but I don't know about that one. Hey, Jeff, good to see ya. Love you, big brother. Hey, Terry, if you're watching, good to see you. Love you too, big brother. So that was interesting. I had a longer one, but I said, nah, I don't think so. So I went to the shorter one. And then we've got this one. This one, I know many of us, well, I'll play this one after the national anthem because you know how I go. The less likely to get got goes after the national anthem, so I'll wait to play that one after while I get the video of Proverbs. I'll save that one. And then we got an update on the greatest mayor of New York, Rudy Giuliani. I like him. I know some people don't, but I like him. So here's an update on him. I don't know, but the other night somebody mentioned him, and this is today's update on him.
Rudy Giuliani out of intensive care and breathing on his own. At the top of the show, we promised an exclusive update on his health, and here it is. Turns out it was far more dire than the public ever knew, but he has really bounced back in the last couple of days. Earlier this afternoon, I spoke exclusively to Dr. Maria Ryan. She's a nurse practitioner and a close confidant of the mayor. Here's our conversation. Dr. Ryan, we've been friends a long time. It's so nice to talk to you. Welcome.
Thank you for having me on, Ed.
How is the mayor doing? So many Americans are wondering.
It's unbelievable, the love and prayers from around the world. He was really critical, Ed. He went to the hospital Sunday night. I actually brought him there, and he was in respiratory distress. It was very dramatic. He went into flash pulmonary edema and had to be intubated, where that's when we put a tube down in his lungs to breathe for him, and it was extremely critical. And I had a priest come in, give him his last rites, because Mayor Giuliani is an extremely religious man. And we were talking about seeing if he could breathe on his own the next day, but we're thinking, geez, we'll see if he can take any breaths. And I swear to God, it was the prayers. The next day, we were able to take him off the ventilator, and he was able to breathe on his own.
Absolutely nothing short of a miracle. I remember that night getting some calls from some of our mutual friends. They were trying to get a private plane to get him out of the hospital he's been in because they wanted to get him to some other doctors and whatnot. And they said it was a pretty dire situation. How is he feeling tonight? How much different is it to go from last rites from a Catholic priest to what tonight? How is he feeling? How is he doing?
Well, he is still hospitalized, and what happens is he actually had a virus called metapneumovirus, where there's really not any treatment, and you and I could get this virus, and it's not going to affect us or kill us. But Mayor Giuliani has what's called 9/11 lung disease, restrictive airway disease. He's had it for over a decade. He was officially, men don't like to go to the doctors, or he officially saw a pulmonologist 3 years ago and was diagnosed with it, but he's been battling it. So somebody with that underlying condition, he couldn't handle that virus. It overwhelmed him. He's got infiltrates in both lungs. And when this happens in an older, compromised adult, then you start getting cardiac problems. So we're treating a lot of different things right now, but he's able to talk. Unfortunately, still requiring oxygen and lots of medication for cardiac issues and others. But we're all optimistic. He's going to pull through this, and it's day by day, but he knows the prayers have been coming in, and I'm telling you, he feels them.
That is wonderful, Dr. Maria Ryan. I know how dedicated you are to his care. Please let the mayor know, he was just on our show about a week ago, how much we miss him right now. We're rooting for him and praying for him, and we honor you and him and all the work you're doing to keep him safe and get him back to 100%. We can't wait to see him back on Newsmax. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that was an amazing update. Our God's moving. See it? Prayers work. Like we all been saying, pray, 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 because God hears. Hey, Priscilla, good to see you. Love you. Hey, SL20, good to see you too. Love you, brother. Okay, now, hey, Tracy, you snuck in on me. Love you. Oh, I got something funny to tell you in a minute. Let me do this, these couple of things real fast, and then I will tell you a funny story that happened to me. Okay, let me see. This one, I believe somebody asked me about Nancy Guthrie too. Well, this is a little update on her. I can't remember who. I just know that I seen somebody ask about her. And I don't know who said it, but I found something today too about her.
In the meantime, we got more now on the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. It's been more than 3 months, a case unsolved. Now the FBI Director Kash Patel is speaking out against how the sheriff in Arizona handled the investigation in the critical early days. From L.A., Jonathan Hunt, he was there in Arizona many times, and he's got the follow-up now. And Jonathan, what did he say?
Well, good morning, Bill. From the very beginning of the investigation into the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos has faced criticism for his handling of the case, criticism he's always dismissed as misplaced. Now the FBI director is weighing in, telling Sean Hannity that in those early days, the FBI was shut out by the sheriff.
The first 48 hours of anyone's disappearance are the most critical. And here's how these cases works. It is a state matter. It's a state and local law enforcement matter. What we, the FBI, do is say, hey, we're here to help. What do you need? What can we do? And for 4 days, we were kept out of the investigation.
Sheriff Nanos flatly denies that and implies Kash Patel was simply unaware of the cooperation. The sheriff saying in a statement, quote, the FBI was promptly notified by both our department and the Guthrie family. While the FBI director was not on scene, coordination with the Bureau began without delay. Now, Kash Patel also argues it was a mistake to send DNA evidence to be tested at a private lab the sheriff's department has used for decades.
I had a fixed-wing aircraft on the ground ready to move it immediately through the night.
Did they just say no?
And they said, we're sending it to Florida.
The sheriff pushes back on that too, saying, quote, the laboratory utilized by the Pima County Sheriff's Department and the FBI laboratory in Quantico have worked in close partnership from the outset and continue to collaborate in the analysis of evidence.
Eyes.
In the
Looks
middle
so
of all this,
lean.
of course, 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie, now missing for 94 days, despite, Bill, the combined efforts of the Sheriff's Department and the FBI, which, even allowing for Patel's claims of delay, has been involved in the case for at least 90 of those 94 days. Bill?
Quite extraordinary. Jonathan Hunt.
I just don't know about all that. I still don't. I wish they'd find her, but I just don't know. I still pray. Okay, and then we've got this great news before I give you a little bit of bad news. This great news that happened today. Y'all ready? Priscilla? You probably know already. Here we go.
Breaking news for you here. The Virginia Supreme Court is tossing out that new congressional map that was crafted to flip four Republican Republican-held seats to Democrats. The court ruling in favor of a Republican challenge. The Virginia High Court rejecting a Democrat-backed ballot measure approved by voters last July.
Well, the ruling says that legislative Democrats did not follow the proper procedure when putting the referendum on the ballot. This could allow Republicans to keep their majority in the U.S. House. And coming the midterms here, this is an important time. Monica, your take on this, that major win for Republicans, setting the stage, setting the precedent to what we might see in other states.
I hope so. And I hope that, we're going to see some of this stuff like break through. I mean, there's just been so much going on through redistricting, and I wanted to see this right before the midterms. It's going to be a major push.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Mark, we game this out back during the Prop 50 California redistricting issue.
Yep.
And it looked at the time Republicans could pick up anywhere between 12 to 20 seats once all these redistricting maps were redrawn. And that might even be higher now with the Virginia Supreme Court throwing out the map there.
Yeah, I mean, we're estimating that the Republicans could pick up as many as 14 seats, which would mean that the whole talk and House Leader Jeffries saying, it's a lock in the midterms.
And that was
we're gonna
14
take back the House.
with the Democrat map in Virginia.
That's
so that
correct.
would be
That's correct. So this would add to, that's exactly right. So that would add 20. Thank you very much. It's not going to be such a layup as they would suggest. But look, when it comes to the redistricting war, and it is a war, I'm looking for three things for the voters. I'm looking for clarity, consistency, and constitutionality. And that's why this was thrown out, because the ballot was unfairly drafted.
And the language, too. In Virginia, the fairness question.
Fundamentally
I'm sorry,
unfair.
It's about
was an
American
assumption.
Are you
values.
in favor of fair maps?
Yes, sure.
And it's all about
free ice
American
cream.
values and how we vote. We do not need to be voting based on race, based on whether, what color we are. It's about American values and Americans voting all together at once.
Right.
So,
Well, that's what the Supreme Court said. I mean, it should not be based on these issues. Yet the Democrats, again, to bring them back in, I'm curious to see what they're going to be saying on X now.
Well,
Hakeem Jeffries, what he's going to come out and say.
I was just about to say that, Krisha. There's going to be a lot more. He's going to double down on his maximum warfare rhetoric. Like I was saying before, the more desperate they get, the louder and more dangerous they become. And that's what you're going to see from Hakeem Jeffries. The stuff we saw in Tennessee yesterday, that's going to look like
horrible.
Walk
more
in
and
the
more
park.
the tennis,
It's going to be a long, hot summer out on the streets with protests.
Yikes, big yikes. But
No
at
doubt.
least there's this Supreme Court precedent and this precedent in the states. So what can you do? I mean, the courts are the courts.
Yeah, the leftist is going to start doing some shady stuff, so we need to keep our eyes open because they're losing, and they know they're losing because we know who's winning. God's winning, and they're going to get sort of flustered. Okay, here's one more, and then I'll have to save rest of them for I'll show the funnies before we get off. But here's one that I thought was interesting. Listen to their words, because it's concerning to me a little bit. This may be like the other incident a few years ago. This may be what's going to end up hurting the elections, because they know they're losing. I don't know. Something just don't feel right.
Has been briefed on the deadly hantavirus outbreak on the luxury cruise ship.
This comes as 5 states here in the U.S. have begun contact tracing for passengers who left the ship before the first reported case.
Jeff Paul joining us live with the very latest details. Good morning, Jeff.
Yeah, good morning. As authorities in Spain get ready for the arrival of the MV Hondias and its nearly 150 passengers and crew who've been stuck on board, President Trump saying this about the hantavirus outbreak.
It's very much, we hope, under control. It was the ship, and I think we're going to make a full report about it tomorrow. We have a lot of people, a lot of great people are studying it. It should be fine. We hope.
Now, the cruise ship should dock in Spain's Canary Islands as early as this weekend, where passengers will face medical evaluations. The head of Spain's emergency services says passengers will arrive at a completely cordoned off area. At the moment, no one on board is showing any symptoms. The U.S. is set to send a plane to help get this.
President Trump has been briefed on the deadly hantavirus outbreak on the luxury cruise ship.
This comes as 5 states here in the U.S. have begun contact tracing for passengers who left the ship before the first reported.
So that makes me a little nervous when he says, I hope. I mean, it just makes me a little nervous. Hey, Kate, good to see you. Okay. Yeah. I got 1 minute. Hey, D, good to see ya. Love you, brother. Praying for you and Goldie and your dad. Oh, me. Watch me play one of these and it will click. I better just wait. I know my timing's off. 3, 2, 1. Thank you all very much. Okay, for our soldiers that gave the ultimate sacrifice, thank you for your service. Rest in peace, heroes.
Folded flags and memories, photographs and the rosary. She hangs her head as the choir sings, and she cries, and she cries, and she cries, and she cries. 'Cause her family was waiting at home and was praying for him to survive. That folded flag that she now owns, she holds it close tonight. Shots ring out, another angel cries. Open up the gates when he arrives. As he fell to the ground, there was no fear in his eyes. They'll bury him before they bury his bride. Yeah. This is for my people that are.
The next one is some, but not all, because they haven't updated it yet, of the lives that has been stolen by the illegal aliens, immigrants, whatever you want to call them, that has took these American lives.
Tell me, what does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain gone away? Yeah, 'cause here on earth it
Yep, we have to keep trusting in God. I pray that God wraps his hands around each and every one of their family members. Rest in peace, angels. Now, before I play something that could get me in trouble, I want to tell y'all what I was about to, but now Tracy's here. Yowzes. I do say yowzes. Little sweet, innocent Sky, the little mini me, what she done to me today at the doctor's office. Now, since we're back, I can say where we went yesterday. To the doctor's office. Well, my nephew, he surprised me and came because they was going to do labs and, you know, it was my year, and if everything clears, then I'm free. I don't have to be, so, well, I still have to be careful, but I can do a lot more things than what I've been doing, in other words. I'm off restrictions. So, I've been having trouble trying to gain weight. The good news is I'm still holding hard on that 1 pound. So I didn't lose any. But the first time I got on the scales, Sky and Danny was standing behind me, and I didn't really pay attention to it. My nephew Danny, I really wasn't paying any attention to it. I just thought they was just, wanting to see if I'd gained any weight because they'd been worried. So I didn't even think nothing about it. And Danny and Sky put their foot on the scale, and it showed that I had gained 5 pounds. And I was like, yes, yay! Praise the Lord, like that. And Dr. Stephen looked at me and said, now, since you've been coming here, you either keep steady with the 1 pound gain or you lose that pound. What have you been doing to gain these 5 pounds? I said, I don't know. I said, I've been praying. Well, he says, well, step off the scale. And he he walked to the back where they was at. And he says, now step on the scale. And when he done that, I only had gained my pound. I only had kept my pound. I didn't gain any. And I was like, and he looked at Sky and Danny and said, y'all got anything to say? And I told Sky she was going to walk home from the doctor's office. And Danny says, I just love you too much. I wanted you to be happy. They was trying to cover up what they had done to me. But that was my little story on Sky and Danny, what they done to me. Got my hopes up and crushed them. But I won't know the results or anything till Monday. So, still don't know. But I'm pretty sure my counts is still up and everything, and he'll clear me. He did tell me, he says, well, if everything's okay Monday, then we'll just have the office call you and set you up an appointment for next year. He said, I want to see you for a couple of years, but if anything goes wrong, then you just give me a call. I said, okay. So that was it. So I'm pretty sure I'm good. So now for the one while everybody gets their snacks and everything, and I pull up the Proverbs God, I want y'all, because I just have a feeling, but oh well, they're not going to change me. I think this is important because time's running out to hold this person accountable. And I think that we should be fussing a lot more. I haven't heard many people talk about it.
Attorney General Todd Blanche doing more for the cause of accountability in the last 30 days than Pam Bondi did in the last 15 months. And this is not a knock on Pam Bondi, but it's also not praise either. Accountability should matter, and that's why this show exists. If someone broke the law and lied to the American people, they should be held accountable. It's as simple as that. James Comey, the Southern Poverty Law Center, Somali fraud, all innocent until proven guilty, fine. But maybe the most important, millions and millions of people were killed by a virus created in a lab in China, a bioweapon. And now thousands more are dying from the experimental vaccines that were forced on the global population.
I'll be back.
And for all of that, we've had zero accountability. As the political left and the media look the other way, but last week, finally, may be a sign of things to come. Dr. David Morin's, Dr. Tony Fauci's top advisor for 15 years, was indicted by the Department of Justice for canceling and destroying information related to COVID vaccines and COVID origins.
Now, did you ever have conversations with Dr. Fauci regarding deleting emails?
I don't remember any such thing.
You don't remember?
Oh, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't remember anything. That man right there, Dr. David Morin's, is now in jail. But that story was hardly even a news item for the rest of the media. My colleagues at the other networks, Jake Tapper, wouldn't dare talk about that after inviting people like Tony Fauci on his show for years. Over 1 million Americans were killed by a mysterious novel, remember that word, novel coronavirus? And now one of the most important doctors working for the most important doctor in America during the pandemic, that man right there, Tony Fauci, gets indicted and the media doesn't cover it. We're not going to do that. And now tonight, we are just 4 days from a very important deadline. One, again, that the rest of the media is avoiding covering. Justice for a COVID crime that likely costs lives and is still costing lives. Kentucky Senator, also a doctor, Rand Paul, tweeting, quote, this week, the deadline to charge Dr. Fauci for lying under oath about funding gain-of-function research in Wuhan is in 4 days.
He's
we
a
can't
rhino,
allow the statute
but
of
he's
limitations
right
to
on
run
this
out. He must
one
be
thing.
charged. Think about that. Allegedly, reportedly, of course.
Senator Paul, with all due respect, you are entirely and completely incorrect that the NIH has not ever and does not now fund gain-of-function research in the Wuhan Institute.
Do they fund
of
Dr.
Virology.
Barrick?
We do not fund.
Do you fund Dr. Barrick's gain-of-function research?
We do not send money now to Wuhan
Do you
Virology
support
Institute.
sending money? We did under your tutelage. We were sending it through EcoHealth. It was a sub-agency and a sub-grant.
That was a lie. We can prove it. Dr. Fauci claimed under oath that he did not fund gain of research in Wuhan, China at the lab, which he had to say because the official narrative at that time from Dr. Fauci, and to this day, by the way, is that COVID came from nature and it was passed to humans by some animal like a pangolin at a wet market in Wuhan. That was a lie. And definitely not that it leaked from the coronavirus research lab 1.7 miles away from said wet market in Wuhan. And a 520-page report from the House Oversight Committee confirms all of this after a 2-year investigation, what we knew all along, that COVID-19 was man-made in China, that it came from a lab. The CIA also confirmed that in their own report. CBS News and the Wall Street Journal also confirmed that not only did it come from a lab, but that Dr. Fauci insists that it comes from nature. He still says that it came from nature.
It is more likely that this is a natural occurrence. It is much more likely that it is a natural occurrence from an animal to a human. The evidence from the virology community points strongly towards a natural occurrence.
You remember that?
So if I'm not mistaken, they have until Monday to indict Fauci. If not, then the time will have expired for them to file charges. If I'm not mistaken, Monday is the last day. So I don't know, but they need to do something because he he harmed a lot of people. And yeah, Jay Keeps, I don't like Grandpa either, but like I said, on this point, he did question and ask the right questions and everything. But yeah, probably was, but I thought they was, well, Pam Bondi was doing that, but I thought they was investigating them auto pen pardons. I don't know. I just give it to God. Okay, here we go with the study guide. Okay, here we go. Y'all better take notes.
The book of Proverbs. The word proverb typically refers to a short, clever saying that offers some kind of wisdom, and this book has a lot of those. But they're almost all in the center section of the book, chapters 10 to 29. But there is way more going on in the book of Proverbs, especially at the beginning, chapters 1 through 9, and the conclusion, chapters 30 and 31. The book's been designed with an introduction, chapter 1, verses 1 through 9, and it first of all links this book to King Solomon. Now remember the story in 1 Kings chapter 3. Solomon had asked God for wisdom to lead Israel well. And so Solomon became known as the wisest man in the ancient world. And we're told in 1 Kings chapter 4 that he wrote thousands of proverbs and poems and collected knowledge about plants and animals. So Solomon was like the fountainhead of Israel's wisdom literature. So while not all the material in this book is written by him personally, he is where Israel's wisdom tradition began. The introduction says that by reading this book, you too can gain wisdom. Now, wisdom for most of us means knowledge, but the Hebrew word chokhmah means much more than just mental activity. It refers to action also. So think skill or applied knowledge. This is why back in the book of Exodus, chapter 31, it was artists and craftsmen in Israel who were said to have chokhmah. So the purpose of this book is to help you develop a set of practical skills for living well in God's world. And this gets linked with another key idea in the introduction, the fear of the Lord. Now, fear here is not about terror. It's about a healthy sense of reverence and awe for God and about my place in the universe. It's a moral mindset that recognizes I am not God and that I don't get to make up my own definitions of good and evil and right and wrong. Rather, I need to humble myself before God and embrace God's definition of right and wrong, even when that's inconvenient for me. Now, this introduction leads us into the first main section of the book, chapters 1 through 9, which also doesn't contain short one-liner proverbs. Rather, what we find here are 10 speeches from a father to a son about how the son should listen to wisdom and cultivate the fear of the Lord and live accordingly, which means a life of virtue and integrity and generosity, all of which lead to success and peace. And the father warns his son also about folly and evil and stupid decisions that will breed selfishness and pride, all leading to ruin and shame. And so the son should make the pursuit of wisdom and the fear of the Lord his highest goal in life. And this way of thinking, it forms the moral logic of this entire book. Now, these speeches from the father also clue us into what biblical wisdom literature is and how it's different from other parts of the Bible. These books explore how to live well in God's world, but wisdom is not the same as law, like what Moses gave Israel at Mount Sinai. And it's not the same as prophecy, divine speech to God's people. Rather, wisdom literature has the accumulated insight of God's people through the generations about how to live in a way that honors God and others. And so, through the book of Proverbs, now, these human words about wisdom have been put together as God's word and wisdom to his people, which connects to the other thing you find in chapters 1 through 9. There are 4 poems from Lady Wisdom. Here, wisdom has been poetically personified as a woman who calls out to humanity to pay attention and to seek her. Wisdom says that she is woven into the fabric of the universe, and so wherever you see people making wise decisions, they are relying on her. So you see someone being generous or having sexual integrity or upholding justice. They are drawing on wisdom. These Lady Wisdom poems, they're a creative, poetic way of exploring this idea that we live in God's moral universe, and that goodness and justice are objective realities that we ignore to our own peril. And so fearing the Lord, living wisely, it's living along the grain of the universe. Now together, these 2 sets of speeches from the Father and Lady Wisdom, they make a powerful claim about this book, that you're not simply reading good advice, you're reading God's own invitation to learn wisdom from previous generations. And so in the next section of the book, chapters 10 through 29, we find hundreds of ancient proverbs, and they apply wisdom and the fear of the Lord to every life topic you could imagine: family, work, neighborhood, friendship, sex, marriage, money, anger, forgiveness, alcohol, debt, everything. And these are all filtered through the value system of Proverbs 1 through 9. Now, these Proverbs, they're all pretty short, they're easy to memorize, and actually this section of the book is meant to become a reference work that you return to time and time again throughout the years, which raises some important issues in learning how to read these Proverbs. First of all, Proverbs are by nature about probabilities. So you fear the Lord and you make wise, good choices, things will likely go well for you. And if you don't fear the Lord, you're foolish, your life will likely not go so well. Now, that is all often true, but not always. Which leads to the next point, that Proverbs are not promises. They're not formulas for success. So, some Proverbs, for example. The fear of the Lord prolongs your life, but the years of the wicked are cut short. Or, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they're old, they won't turn from it. So yes, fearing God, being a moral person, will most likely lead to a better, longer life, and raising your kids in a stable, loving home does set them up well, but there are no guarantees. Lots of things can and often do go wrong in our world. And so lastly, Proverbs by nature focus on the general rule, but not the exceptions, which are many. And the wisdom books actually aren't ignorant of that. The exceptions are what the other wisdom books, Job and Ecclesiastes, are all about. And together, these acknowledge that life is too complex for simple formulas, which is why we need all of the wisdom books together to get the bigger picture. This all leads to the final section of the book, 2 large collections of poems. First, poems from a man named Agur, who begins by acknowledging his own ignorance and folly and his great need for God's wisdom. And then Agur discovers that divine wisdom has been given to him in the scriptures, which teach him how to live well. And so Agur is put before us as like a model reader of the book of Proverbs, somebody who's always open to hearing God's wisdom through the scriptures. The final poems are connected to a man named Lemuel. He's a non-Israelite king, and he passes on the wisdom that was given to him by his mom. It's guidance for being a wise and just leader. And then the final poem is an acrostic or an alphabet poem where each line begins with a new letter of the Hebrew alphabet. And the entire poem's about the woman of noble character. It depicts a woman who lives according to the wisdom of Proverbs and stands like a model of someone who takes God's wisdom and then translates it into practical decisions in everyday life, at work or at home, in her family and in her community. So the book opened with words from a father to a son about listening to Lady Wisdom, and so now the book closes by offering the words of a mother to her son about a woman who lives wisely. The book of Proverbs is for every person in every season of life. It's a guide for living wisely and well in God's good world. And that's what the book of Proverbs is all about.
Well, I guess I need to, I've listened to it. I guess I need to, keep it on replay so I can get me some of that wisdom. Hey, Party Bonza, good to see ya. Love ya. Okay. Mel, that's okay. We all love ya. Okay. Now. Yeah, SL20. Yeah, we done Job last night, and he really went through it. So, I'm going to get the trivia pulled down. I'm going to share the screen. So, here we go. Get ready.
Today, we're diving into one of the most wisdom-filled books.
No. Alrighty.
Of the Old Testament, with 25 of the most memorable and thought-provoking questions from the book of Proverbs. Before we embark on this exciting exploration of divine wisdom, be sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us share these biblical treasures with more people and keeps you connected with our latest content. We can't wait to see how well you know the profound teachings and insights that Proverbs offers. So, are you ready to test your knowledge and uncover the wisdom that has guided generations? Let's get started.
We got this. Let's go.
Question 1. Who wrote most of the book of Proverbs? A. Isaiah. B. David. C. Moses. D. Solomon. You get.
Ooh, Jay Keeps. I think you wrote this one down. Hey, Bitbot.
Hey.
I think Susan wrote that down in chat. Okay, let's see. We got Gator Girl coming in with a D. Darlene with a D. Christopher with a D. D with a D. And I'm taking D.
Susan with a D, Jay Keeps with a D, SL20 with a D, and I am taking D too.
And Tracy coming in hot with a D.
10 seconds. That's D, Solomon.
Thank you, Tracy, for
King
the
Solomon,
cookies.
renowned for his wisdom, is traditionally credited with writing most of the book of Proverbs. His teachings provide practical advice on living a righteous life, emphasizing the importance of wisdom, discipline, and humility.
No candy, no cookies.
Solomon's
ever.
Proverbs offer timeless guidance, reflecting his deep understanding of human nature and God's principles. Question 2. How many chapters are there in the book of Proverbs? A. 24. B. 27. C. 31. D. 34. You get 10 seconds.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. I know this one. Let's see. Gator Girl. Christopher says D. Gator Girl says
PC.
Oh.
Yeah, PC like computer.
Oh, okay. Tracy says C. Gator Girl says C. Darlene says C. And D coming in hot with a C. And I'm going with C.
SL20 with a C. I picked C. Jay Keeps with a C and Susan with a C also.
Okay. The answer is dum, dum, dum. C.
That's C, 31. The book of Proverbs contains 31 chapters. This structure allows readers to reflect on a chapter each day of the month, making it a practical guide for daily living. Each chapter offers wisdom on various aspects of life, encouraging readers to align their actions with God's teachings. Question 3. According to Proverbs, how will he make our paths if we acknowledge the Lord? A. Wide. B. Straight. C. Narrow. D. Crooked. You get 10 seconds.
Rumble is a little behind YouTube. Okay, there they go.
Do I need to let it play a little longer, the cat clock?
No, I mean, it'll all come together and it ends up at 8 seconds. It's just that their screen refresh is a little behind ours. Go ahead.
Okay. We got Christopher coming in hot with a B. Gator Girl with a B. Darlene with a B.
SL20 with a B. Jay Keeps with a B. Susan with a BC. And me with a B.
And Tracy coming in hot with a B. And D with a B.
Actually, you know what? Susan has a point. Straight, narrow path.
Mm-hmm.
But I know she meant B.
Yeah, but I've heard that before.
What is going on?
That's B. Straight. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 6 promises that if we acknowledge the Lord in all our ways, he will make our paths straight. This means that by trusting in God's guidance and seeking his will, he will lead us on the right path, removing obstacles and providing clarity in our journey. Question 4. What did the book of Proverbs call the price of a prostitute? A. Silver. B. A day's wage. C. A loaf of bread. D. A handful of coins. You get 10 seconds.
Yeah, good. Let me see. Darlene coming in hot with a C. Christopher with an A. Yay? Gator Girl with a B. Tracy with a C.
SL20 with a C. Susan with a C. I chose C, and Jake Keeps doesn't know. Priscilla's back. And I'm
Welcome
sorry,
back, Priscilla.
Tracy, you got Tracy with a C and Derek with a C?
I didn't get Derek. I got Tracy,
Okay.
but I didn't get Derek. Derek coming in hot at the end with a C. Priscilla, you want to guess or you want to wait till the next one? Sister. My sister from a different mother and father. Well, I'm going to go ahead and click. Next one. Okay, here we go.
That's C, a loaf of bread. In Proverbs chapter 6, verse 26, the price of a prostitute is described as a loaf of bread. This vivid metaphor underscores the devastating consequences of immoral behavior. It highlights how something as precious as one's integrity and spiritual well-being can be reduced to something as insignificant as a loaf of bread, emphasizing the foolishness of trading lasting value for fleeting pleasure. Question 5. According to Proverbs chapter 6, what does a man who commits adultery lack? A. Sense. B. Honor.
Yeah.
C. Wisdom.
Right.
D. Courage.
I think
You get 10 seconds.
I'm going with A. Sense. But it seems like all of them would cover it.
It's got to be C. Oh,
See?
SL20 is going with A.
Yeah, I'm going with A. Just because. Jada Girl with a C. Christopher with a C. Priscilla with a C. Priscilla with an A. Wait. Yeah, Priscilla would change it to an A. Darlene with a C. And D with a C. Priscilla, hold on to me. Me and you's gonna go down in this ship.
Well, yeah, Jay Keeps, like we said, all of them can apply really. But knowing it's Proverbs and it's always the book speaking of wisdom, I'm going to go with wisdom. But all right, SL20 is with you. You took an A.
SL.
Jay Keeps C. B could apply. Susan took C, and I'm taking C.
Because in my eyes, if you cheat, then you don't have no sense at all.
Yeah.
With the rest of them too. I mean, all of them would apply. So I think we all would safely say we got this right. Yep, Priscilla, common sense.
Oh my gosh.
That's A. Sense. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 32 states that a man who commits adultery lacks sense, indicating a deep lack of judgment and understanding. This verse underscores the destructive nature of adultery, not just in the physical consequences, but also in the spiritual and moral degradation it brings.
So the
Dear
definition
friend,
of sense is
don't
deeper than you
forget to
thought.
hit subscribe to
Do what?
I said the definition of sense is much deeper than just the way they described it there. So we're good.
Yeah, but I keep it simple.
Stay connected and never miss our next quizzes. Question 6. What did Proverbs chapter 4 describe the path of the righteous to be like? A narrow trail. B, a shining light. C, a winding road. D, a smooth highway. You get 10 seconds.
I think the man that's using AI here, the voice is getting sort of wore out from all these trivias.
Right?
Let me see. Gator Girl coming in with a B. Christopher with a B. Tracy with a B. Priscilla with a B. And Darlene with a B.
Oh, come on, work. SL20 with a B. Jay Keeps with a B. Susan B. And I'm going B as well.
And D with a B.
That's B, a shining light. This beautiful imagery highlights the journey of the righteous as one that continually grows in clarity and brilliance, symbolizing a life guided by wisdom and integrity. As the righteous walk in God's ways, their path becomes clearer and more illuminated, leading to a life of fulfillment and divine favor. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 18. Question 7. According to the book of Proverbs, where do the springs of life flow from? A, the mouth. B, the mind. C, the soul. D, the heart. You get 10 seconds.
I don't think the mouth, because it can get you in trouble. And Satan likes to play in your mind. So I have to be either soul or heart. And I'm going with heart. And my family over here is just leaving me in the dust. They're all picking C's. I'm going to sink this one. Gator Girl with a C. Christopher with a C. Tracy with a C. D with a C. Darlene with a C. Priscilla with a C. And maybe D. B and C. I think it's D too. Gator Girl said. But I think
Yeah,
I'm going
SL took a D. I'm going with D. Jay Keeps is going with D. Susan went with C.
Okay. The answer is, Gator Girl says, I think it's D2. Here we go.
Susan corrected D.
Okay.
Yay.
That's D, the heart. This metaphor underscores the heart's central role in shaping one's thoughts, actions, and ultimately destiny. By protecting the heart, intentions, emotions, and beliefs reside, one ensures that the source of their life remains pure, allowing them to live a life that reflects wisdom, righteousness, and spiritual vitality. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. Question 8. What did Proverbs chapter 6 call the commandment, teaching, and the reproofs of discipline, respectively? A, law, instruction, and guidance. B, path, truth, and righteousness.
You're good.
C, lamp, light, and the way of life. D, wisdom, understanding, and correction. You get 10 seconds.
Let's see what chat has. Uh-oh.
I didn't know this was study the chapter 6 of Proverbs, but it seems what it's been the last few questions. Go ahead.
Well, you wait until we get closer to the end of the Old Testament. Those books, I had to search for trivia questions just for them books, because this one didn't have it, so they're going to be a little different. Where I saved them on the tab, so I didn't have to look for them. I've got them all saved, all the books. Let me see. We got Christopher with a wait. It's going to let me scroll up here. Oh, yapping. We got Gator Girl with a C. We got Christopher with a C. We got Tracy coming in hot with a C. We got D with a C. We got Darlene with a C. Priscilla with a C. Maybe B, D, and C. But I think D too. Wait, wrong answer. Wrong question.
Wow.
And then we got a D with a C.
Well, I'm sure I'm going to get this wrong. So, but SL20 with a C, Jay Keeps with an A, Susan with a C, and I'm going with A.
Okay, the answer is
Yep.
That's C,
so sorry.
lamp, light, and the way of life. In Proverbs chapter 6, verse 23, the commandment is called a lamp. The teaching is light, and the reproofs of discipline are described as the way of life. This imagery emphasizes the importance of divine guidance and correction in leading a righteous life. The commandment and teaching illuminate the path, while discipline ensures one stays on the right course, ultimately leading to a fulfilling and wise life.
That makes sense.
Question 9. Who was asked to go to the ant in order to be wise? A, the fool. B, the sluggard. C, the rich man. D, the young man. You get 10 seconds.
I have no earthly idea. I don't remember this. I'm going to say the full A, just because.
I think going with SL20.
Who's going to go to an ant? Who's going to go to the ant and ask
The
them?
sluggard.
Let me see. We got Chris with an A. Gator Girl with a B. Tracy with a B. D with an A. Darlene with a B. Yeah, really, I don't remember this one. So I'm going with
Out of the 4 right there, who's not productive?
the fool.
He could be productive. He's just a fool. But
Yeah, but usually if you're a fool, you destroy what you do.
if you're a sluggard, you're moving slow, you aren't getting nothing done. What's the ant do? Ant's always working. But that's okay. I'm just throwing pieces together here. We'll find out when they read it, but I don't remember this verbatim.
Sluggard is lazy, so go watch the ants and they will learn how to work hard.
So SL20 with a B. You can change your answer if you'd like. I'm going to go with B. Jay Keeps with B, and Susan with B.
Well, I'm going to stay with my brothers over here. I'm going to go down. I'm going to go down with them.
Okay. And you might not go down. I may have just talked a big circle. Let's go.
Here we go. Oh, D changed his to B. D! You left me hanging. Me and Chris. Oh, I see. Here we go. I'm going down with the ship.
I did on the last one, wasn't it?
I think so.
That's B, the sluggard. In Proverbs chapter 6, verse 6, the sluggard is instructed to observe the ant to gain wisdom. The ant, despite being small, is diligent and industrious. This lesson encourages the lazy to learn from the ant's foresight and work ethic, emphasizing the value of hard work, planning, and taking responsibility for one's well-being. Question 10. According to Proverbs chapter 15, what refreshes the bones?
Okay.
A, a joyful heart. B, good deeds. C, righteousness. D, kind words. You get 10 seconds.
Oh, no. I want to say A.
Yep. I'd keep my want to say. I'm going with A. I'm back. That ant got me off track. Christopher with a C. Gator Girl with an A. D with an A. Tracy with an A. Darlene with an A.
I had an A. Jay keeps with an A. SL20 with a D. That was another one thing I thought about. And Susan with an A. SL20 with an A. A and D are right by each other.
Peer pressure. Peer pressure. Darlene with an A. I think I said her. A.
That's A, a joyful heart. This verse highlights the power of positive emotions and words in promoting physical and emotional well-being. The refreshing of the bones symbolizes the revitalizing effect of good news and a joyful disposition, suggesting that a positive outlook can bring life and strength to the body and soul. Proverbs chapter 15, verse 30. Question 11. What did Proverbs chapter 4 liken the way of the wicked to? A, darkness. B, a stormy sea. C, a thorny path. D, a slippery slope. You get 10 seconds.
Okay, Priscilla. Going with an A.
Really?
A. Yeah. I'm about 99.9% sure. A. A. I'm just not good with animals like ants and other little critters.
Well, it's an insect, but okay.
Well, still though, it's an animal to me. Like a fly. It's an animal to me.
No.
It breathes.
Oh,
I'm using Sky's logic, okay?
okay.
Everything's an animal. Good night, Dee. Sweet dreams. Praying for you and Goldie.
Good night, Derek. Goldie, good night. God bless.
Let me see now. We got Christopher with a D. Gator Girl with an A. Tracy with a D. D with an A. And not Cindy. I seen that C beside Darlene, C. We love you too, Dee. Get some rest. I hope you're feeling better.
SL with an A, Susan with an A, Jay Keeps with a C, and I'm going to go with A.
Okay. The answer is...
That's A, darkness. Proverbs chapter 4, verse 19 likens the way of the wicked to darkness, where they do not know what makes them stumble. The darkness represents a lack of moral clarity and direction, leading to inevitable downfall. It serves as a warning that those who choose the path of wickedness are blind to the consequences of their actions and are destined to fall. Question 12. In Proverbs, what makes a man furious? A, hatred. B, jealousy. C, discipline. D, greediness. You get 10 seconds.
What?
See, he says things funny on this one. What makes a man furious? I don't know.
You know, discipline. If someone trying to tell you what to do, I'm not sure.
I've only had one. I'm kind of thinking jealousy from my past experience. Jealousy.
Well, I see 2 jealousy over here and 1 discipline. Like Gator said, it could be all of them.
Yeah.
What makes a man furious? I mean, jealousy makes you furious, but
Someone
I think it's B.
Okay, let's see over here what we got going on. We got Gator Girl with a B2. We got Tracy with an A, B, C, and D. Woohoo!
She's covered.
You're covered. Christopher with an A. He says hatred. Gator Girl says it could be all of them. And Darlene says B. And I'm going with B. But really, I'm like, yeah, all of them would work.
SL20 with the B, Jay Keeps with the C, Susan with the B, and I'm going to go with B.
Okay, answer is... Dum, dum, dum.
That's B, jealousy. Proverbs chapter 27 verse 4 states that jealousy makes a man furious. This verse emphasizes the destructive power of envy, which can lead to intense anger and irrational actions. It warns against allowing jealousy to take root, as it can harm both the individual and their relationships, disrupting peace of mind and leading to negative consequences. Question 13. According to Solomon, which animal is small but wise, gathering its food in the summer?
No, another animal.
A, ant. B, bee.
Oh no.
C, spider. D, locust.
They're all bugs.
You get 10 seconds.
Fine. I'm going with A.
I am too, because I don't like
because it's an animal. I'm going to A for animal.
I'm going with the ant. Because if I had to put up with one of them, that would be it. And I really don't like them. Real pissed.
Here you
Let's
go.
see. Tracy coming in hot with an A. Christopher with an A. Darlene with an A. And Gator Girl with an A.
SL20 with an A. Jay Keeps with an A. Susan with an A. And I also picked A. I'm sorry, did we call this the last one?
No, but
Or do you want
No, I mean, I just seen the time. I just looked over. I was going
Okay.
to say it. If
It's
everybody's
your
okay.
call. We're done. We're done.
Yeah, I think we're done.
Okay.
Christopher putting the ants in the chat. How rude. How rude. At least it's not spiders or snakes. The last answer for tonight.
That's A, ant. Despite its small size, the ant is wise because it diligently gathers its food in the summer, preparing for the
So
future.
the squirrel.
This illustration teaches the value of hard work,
Sir,
foresight, and
why
preparation.
did you say
It
squirrel?
encourages individuals to be proactive and industrious, making the most of opportunities and planning to secure their well-being. Proverbs chapter 6, verses 6 to 8. Question 14.
Okay.
We was too short tonight, but
Unless we want to finish
I
this
got
next time. Do we want to finish this book on Sunday?
that's
It's your
up to
call.
y'all.
Still 11 questions.
It's y'all's channel, so it's up to y'all.
So everybody, what out there in chat, what do you want to do? Do you want to finish Proverbs on Sunday? Or do you want to do a different book?
Speak or forever hold your peace.
One to finish Proverbs, two to do a different book.
Finish.
Okay. All right.
Let's finish. Okay. Sunday we'll
finish it.
finish. Let me write down 14 so I don't forget. 14. Gotcha.
Yeah, Susan's a finish too, so we're good.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to get off here so you can say goodnight.
Okay. Love you. Good
Love
night.
you. Good
Thank
night.
you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Boom. Let's go over the prayer list real fast before I jump off. Remember Betty and Steve and Aaron, her son, and her brother-in-law. Keep them in your prayers. Keep D for recovery from his surgery, and Goldie that she doesn't have to have surgery, that she's healed before they decide on it. And Dee's dad, keep him in your prayers. T for her Oz, keep her in your prayers. Darlene, Bonnie, both Cindy's and Mel in your prayers, and their families. Keep Santa in your prayers for safety, and keep Jared and Julius and Chris in your prayers for recovery and complete healing. Keep Carrie in your prayers for his health. Keep Gator Girl in your prayers for her apartment or house, which is coming very soon. Keep Tina B in your prayers. I pray that God keeps his arms wrapped around her and gives her peace. And if you would, keep my dad in your prayers. And I will see y'all on Gator Girls channel tomorrow night. And remember, if God places someone on your heart or on your mind, stop and pray, listen. because you don't know what the person's going through, but God does. And He's the only one that can step in. So I love each and every one of y'all, and I will see y'all tomorrow night. Good night.
Every step I take, every stride I make, I look around, sometimes I feel alone. Think about this life I live, only so much time to give. I'm on the run into the unknown. The line I'm walking just straight, one outside to say it ain't fun. I'm not here to impress anyone. Chasing dreams ain't always what it seems. We only get one life, sometimes it's hard to see. Making a difference might be my deliverance. When it comes to freedom, yeah, that's where I find it. The hard path in life can be a lonely one. Not too many walk this road I'm on. This road I'm on. Head down since I left town, sorry for the letdown. Don't know the next time that I'll be around. When I ask myself why I do what I do, there's a couple reasons, yeah, I can count a few. Who are the ones that are proud of me? Who are the ones that doubted me? Thanks for watching my dreams become reality. Chasing dreams ain't always what it seems. We only get one life, sometimes it's hard to see. Making a difference might be my deliverance. When it comes to freedom, yeah, that's where I find it. The hard path in life can be a lonely one. Not too many walk this road I'm on. This road I'm on. Chasing dreams ain't always what it seems. We only get one life, sometimes it's hard to see. Making a difference might be my deliverance. When it comes to freedom, yeah, that's where I find it. The hard path in life can be a lonely one. Not too many walk this road I'm on. This road I'm on. This road I'm on.